he takes incredible care of things, like exquisite, over the top care of everything, whether it's a car, whether it's his house, whether it's antique furniture, even like if he goes out and buys a toy for the kids, like I notice that he packs it up like really neatly, and it's in, it's tidy and it's in a bag, and he saves every instruction and like keeps it with it. Like it's just, everything is like exquisitely taken care of. It's just an extension of like how he shows up for people, because everyone in his life is exquisitely taken care of. Yeah, he just takes wonderful care of things, just wants things to be nurtured and cherished.
Dad is good at giving advice, extremely good at giving advice, extremely good at understanding how to professionally do things. I can't tell you how many times I've called both mom and dad to get advice on what was happening at work or how I should respond to certain things. Dad is exceptional at giving advice, and not in a way that he's telling you. He's more explaining and having you understand what the right thing to do is, and that's a real gift. That's one of the many things that Dad is very good at.
He is very famous for his DIY Halloween costumes. He makes really good Halloween costumes, and I've heard from like Katie and my dad when they were younger, but I remember he helped me do a fortune teller Halloween costume. It was a super cool Halloween costume I had. We made me, what is it called? The ball where you tell people's fortunes, and we made a really cool one, and I had a super cool costume that year.
That she's really old. All the things. Having fun.
Obviously cooking. Grandpa is like the best chef in the family. Everyone always looks forward to all the food he makes. He's also known for not sitting down. He's constantly getting up and preparing the next meal or doing the dishes or making sure everyone's comfortable. Non-stop busy and lots of energy, and a great cook.
I know he's known for being a really high energy guy. I know every time we come to visit, I wouldn't say every time, but any of the times that we go to visit, Sabrina and I are maybe sleeping in a little bit late, we'll wake up, say good morning to everybody, and he's already gotten his run and his morning walk in, and he's already made breakfast for himself, and sometimes he offers to make breakfast for us too. So really just that high energy, that kind of excitement for life is something I know he's known for, and something really to even be good at too, I suppose.
I feel like Grandpa's known for being super active. Like whenever we go to his house, and like even if it's like something that we don't really even need, like he's always like making us more food or like giving us like hot chocolates.
I think when I think of Dad, I think of a cheetah, because he's like so fast. Like the first one up, has everything made before anyone wakes up, has the car washed, always moving, getting everything done, has the projects done, and then just ready to keep going. Walking fast, moving, like always on the go. Like it's a ton of energy.
He's known for sending me and Charlotte dunkers, and I really like that.
You know, the first impression is that he is absolutely 100% dedicated to his family. Even the things from an outsider coming in seems a bit ridiculous, like Katie getting a present every single party or every single birthday that's not her birthday, an event that's not necessarily for her. The first few times I would come over, there was also a present for Katie, which I thought was funny, but now that, you know, I've gotten to know him and everything, it makes complete sense, because as soon as he would see something that would be, you know, something that Katie would want or like, he's right there already getting it and wanting to make people feel special for even if it's not their event.
Dad has taught me a lot. So there's not just one thing. What I'm most appreciative of is the fact that, you know, Dad took the time to teach me how to change oil in a car. Now you can't even change oil in a car, really. You have to be a, you know, computer scientist to be able to do it. Dad would take time and do that with me. And I'm sure I wasn't happy about it, but at the time, because it was on a Saturday and it was usually early. But he taught me how to take care of things and to really care about taking care of what you have. That these are gifts, that these are important things, and you need to take care of them.
So my dad has taught me how to show up fully engaged for everything. A project, for school, a meal you're cooking, someone you love in your life, if you have a trip you want to take, if you have a career goal in mind, anything that you put your mind to or like comes to you as an idea, like immediately get to work taking steps to put action towards it and like fully showing up. I just feel like the reason I'm such an engaged person in the things that I do is a direct result of how my dad has taught me to show up for things in my life.
He's taught me to take care of family like he takes care of grandma, and also add a sense of humor to keep everyone happy and stuff.
The last time we went out to Vancouver, he taught me how to make French press. And so that was really neat, and we've been making that a lot at home. He's also just taught me by example to just kind of be a selfless, loving person. He just cares for his family so much, cares for grandma so much, and puts everyone first before himself. He always wants to make sure everyone's happy, everyone's comfortable, all their needs are met, and that's really special. And thank you, Grandpa. We love you.
I'm swimming. And we play the alligators as the dolphins. Yeah. While we play with trains, she picks something and she goes choo-choo with this train, doing the train tracks. Doing the train tracks.
One of the coolest things that Dad has taught me is to make things fun. He always like finds out what people love and makes it fun. So for the girls, he'd always like do a little scavenger hunt at Easter, like hide the Easter eggs. When we'd go to Chico, just all the fun little things that you do. You take the extra time to make things fun. Really just know what each person really truly loves and end up doing things for them specifically.
One thing that Lee has definitely taught me is how to kind of like follow through with things. My family is definitely one of those families that likes to talk about a lot of things, but then when it comes down to it, we don't ever actually pull the trigger. So it's been really nice, being around Lee and the whole Goki family, because once they have their mindset that they're going to do something, it actually happens. And that's really kind of a refreshing thing for me and my family. And once we know that it's something that we want to participate in and want to do, Lee is definitely like the first to do all the research, to really get in there and let us know the details. And so that's really an awesome trait that he has.
Go on this side, and go this side. Go by the window. And by the window. And by the test the window.
We took a road trip from Fargo to Vancouver when me and Sabrina were younger. And we spent the night in Butte, Montana. And we thought it was so funny because it sounded like Butte, Montana. We went to the grocery store and got like these quarter little dinosaur things, like one of those prizes where you twist them, and I was like obsessed with them for some reason. I kept making Grandpa go back and like get all the different dinosaurs, and then once we got to their house, instead of like going around and doing sightseeing in like Vancouver, we spent a bunch of time building a dinosaur house out of balsa wood and hot glue, and me and Grandpa built a pretty cool balsa wood dinosaur house for all the little quarter dinosaurs.
We went on this little road trip where he took us down to the river, and we were like looking around, and I remember like standing up on this one rock. He was showing me like all the surrounding stuff and what it was.
A favorite memory of a special trip, so can I have a couple of them here? So Dad and Mom brought Jill over to I think the kids are playing football in the back. Brought Jill and I to Europe. We were able to go to the French Riviera together. Actually, before that, Jill and I actually went to Paris, to Rome, to Venice. We went to Munich so Jill could see where I went to school. That trip though was absolutely amazing because that's where Jill and I got engaged. It's a huge favorite memory of mine, that trip, and then also the follow-up trip that we did a year later for our first anniversary.
Okay, well, my absolute favorite memory was the memory of going to the French Riviera. It was just an awesome time. You took all the time to like make sure it was so special, like you always do. You always plan out all the little details, little things that just make it super important. And you didn't make me feel guilty for spending like $700 on Magnum ice cream bars every day. Made things so fun. You had like all the extra beach toys, things we took to the beach. Made sure when we were at the pool, we had all the towels and sunscreen and everything we needed. Just made all the little touches with the engagement afterwards and going up with champagne, and you just always know how to make things super special. So thank you.
There's endless trips I could choose from. I think one of my like fondest trips is every summer we would go to the French Riviera, and we'd stay at this condo that was right on a like marina, and it had this great balcony, and we would always do happy hour on the balcony. So we'd get this like seared ham and cheese and baguettes, and we'd have lunch up there. There was a pool, like a rooftop pool that was really neat, and my dad would teach me like how to dive there, like off the edge and then eventually off the diving board. We'd play dolphin in the water, so I'd ride on his back and then he'd pinch my leg right before we were gonna dive under the water, so I knew to hold my breath. Then we'd go to the beach, and at the beach we'd do sandcastles. We'd stack like the inflatable tubes up like 3 high, and then he'd launch me in the air, and then I would have to fall like through, you know, like fold in half and like fall through all of the tubes. We would go for dinner in this, I don't know, like town nearby, but we'd drive there and we'd do like, we'd be driving in the BMW or the VW bus, and we'd go through the hills, and it'd be windy, and we'd be listening to Lindsey Buckingham, and it's that beautiful like twilight hour of the day, and it's just the best. It's just the best every summer. So
the next best trip was when we went to Hawaii for Jill and I's 10-year anniversary. You and Mom made it all happen to go to be in a beautiful place, and we all just had so much fun. I mean, we had so much fun. And there were situations where, you know, things didn't work out right, but it didn't matter because we were in paradise.
Gardening. I love to do the blueberries, tomatoes, and gardening things. Donuts. They got donuts. They have Cookie Monster ones, and they have Smile one, and then they have the sprinkles with chocolate and the raspberry chocolate one. I'll show you at Grandfather's Donuts, okay?
I love it when we come to Grandma and Grandpa's house and Grandpa has like dunkers already bought for us.
Cars on the house. Grandfather and play cars and me. For me.
The blueberry pancakes are by far the most popular thing for the boys. Every time that they, you know, there's a hint that they'll get to go over for breakfast, they're excited. Or if Lee comes over for you know, in the morning, they expect him to show up with pancakes. And, you know, more often than not, he does. Russell and Arthur will eat their weight in blueberry pancakes, but he always makes sure to make more than we, you know, get to use for during the mornings as they're getting ready for school and stuff. And they love the pancakes. They love the pancakes.
Cake. brown pancakes like you have. And that you got some from grandfather. Blueberries and pancakes.
Pretty much anything that he makes is good. But some of my favorites are steak.
Steak is good.
When you grill steak like to perfection. So the steak and potatoes. Love the steak and potatoes.
Ribs.
Ribs are amazing.
Ribs are great.
There's ribs, because they're good.
That rib meal, I don't remember what year exactly, but for my birthday, when I came out there, that was an iconic meal. It's got so mmany good meals, breakfast, lunches, and dinners, honestly, but that rib meal was awesome.
So I love his, I think it's what, the Amish casserole, Amish breakfast casserole that him and Grandma make. That's always super good.
All Grandpa's meals are so delicious, but I love Grandpa's egg bake.
The Amish breakfast omelet is so good.
I love his spaghetti, and now when Sean and I make spaghetti, that's how we make it. We always have to add the carrots and the olives and all the extra stuff. It tastes so good, and the Italian sausage makes it too.
And spaghetti.
And anything that has bacon.
Anything that's wrapped in bacon. He seems to really like to wrap things in bacon. Hot dogs and bacon, steak and bacon, whatever recipe I think that he has in his mind that he thinks will be enhanced with bacon, he likes to wrap those, and I like to eat it.
King crab is good. I don't think Grandpa's ever made a bad meal, so.
So when Mom and Dad were dating, there's so many funny things that happened. But one of the things was Dad made dinner for Mom, and I was probably being a pill, and so I didn't eat all of it. I didn't eat all the food. And Dad basically said something like, you know, if you don't eat this, you're going to have to eat it for breakfast. I don't think that Dad meant it as a joke. Both Mom and I absolutely cracked up laughing, so we thought it was a joke, and we thought it was pretty funny. That's one of my memories on Dad being funny.
One of my favorite memories is when we went to Cannon Beach. We watched Indiana Jones up in the hotel room. He kept talking about like my bird. We were feeding like the seagulls from our balcony. So he like said one of them was my bird, and like every time we'd go back, we'd have to see my bird and like give them bread.
No, I don't want to watch YouTube, but that's what she always says in the car. So silly. But I want to watch YouTube all day.
The first trip we took to Hawaii, when we got to the airport, I didn't know that it was not my job to carry my own plane ticket. It was actually, it's Lee's job to carry the plane tickets for everyone. You know, I thought it was like, okay, that's fine. I'm an adult, but sure, you know, but that's just his way of showing that he wants to make sure everyone is there, everyone is, you know, together, and I, you know, I almost took that, like, I felt like I was kind of part of the family as well. He was going to make sure that I got on the plane too, that I didn't, you know, randomly go to the bathroom and miss the flight. Some would say that's a little bit of controlling, but I thought it was awesome that, you know, I was included even with the plane ticket being held.
The first one has got to be the classic, you can speak French just by adding wa at the end of every word. So, canwa, wiwa, gowa. Just really goofy and silly. The second would be a classic, like, fart joke. So if you fart, you could say, like, oh, like, I heard the geese, or I heard the ducks, they flew by. The third one, he does a really good Cornholio impression from Beavis and Butthead, where he does, it's me, Cornholio!
Obviously it's better than that.
I would go to a football game, probably the Broncos versus Packers. Well, I have to go out to eat it because I just have Grandpa make me some ribs. For dessert, have some Dunkers. And that's the day.
First, I would want him to teach me some of his cooking secrets because I've been really getting into cooking and I feel like he could really help with that. Since I'm learning how to drive, I'd want to go on a little ride with him in his cute little red car along like the coast. I feel like that'd be fun.
if I could spend a day with Dad, I would do projects all day long. I mean, we would wake up early and get done whatever Dad wanted. Trim the bushes, mow the lawn, build something, change the oil, wash cars, power wash something, clean something. That would be total blast and fun to just do a project with Dad. And I'm sure that's what he would think would be the funnest thing to do too.
Well, my grandfather and Russell are in the car and then say, I want to watch Number Blocks, and grandfather said no. That's what grandfather told me. That's where we start our day at grandfather's house. Just watch some TV. I can watch YouTube. Play with grandfather. Play with the trains. The choo-choo train. Just sleep at grandfather's house. My bed, my small bed is not my bed anymore, and the big bed in my room is my bed now. It goes grandfather and car. And cars and grandfather's house.
It's been so nice that you know, to have him as, you know, grandfather, because he's by far the boys' favorite guy on the planet. They just absolutely love going over to the house that is like their house, that he's made it such an inviting place for them. They absolutely love everything about it, from the blueberry pancakes to their little under the stairs, you know, toy closet that they like to go and get toys out of. It's always a good day when they hear that they get to either see grandfather or go over to grandfather's house.
My dad is amazing at making people feel special and included. He has just this talent and knack for it. He's an incredible listener, so he'll pick up on any detail, and you have to be pretty careful like what you share with him as far as like what you like or things that you've been thinking you want to do. Before you know it, it'll be like stocked in the fridge the next time you come over, because he'll go out and buy it for you, or he'll hop on the internet and research like all the instructions to get started on a project that you told him about. It's just really great at making people feel like he listens and he's a cheerleader. When I was little, he would do these really sweet, you know, small things, but they had a really big impact. And it would be like writing me notes or doing little riddles in my lunch every day. If we went on a trip, there was always like eclair. He'd run out early and he'd get eclairs, like chocolate eclairs or hot chocolate for everybody. He just is so good at making people feel included and special in a way that really no one I've ever met has done.
So one last thing. So Dad, thank you for just the way that you have such a servant heart. No matter where we are, if you're here or we're there, you always just take time. You're just such a gift. And you can just make everyone else relax, and you just take care of everyone. It just has been something I've always have appreciated. It's always just been so nice. I feel so it's such a gift. So thank you.
I love you, Grandpa, and I miss you so much, and I hope you have an incredible Father's Day.
So Dad, I want to say happy Father's Day. I love you. I'm so glad and happy that you are part of our lives. I want you to know that I love you very much. Thank you to Katie for thinking of this and putting this all together. How cool. I love you, and happy Father's Day.
Have fun, Grandfather's Day. Happy Father's Day, Grandpa.